And what is it about you that doesn't see a sky is falling when the sky appears to be falling?
I never think the sky is falling. I don't know. I'm always positive, always happy. Been through the worst, so the sky's never falling for me. We've been knocking the shots down all the whole playoffs. Denver series, the Phoenix series, we was making all the shots. So it's harder to do what you do when we knocking them down. But when we're not knocking them down, it's easier to crowd the paint. I was getting to the rim today, and it was just like 4 people in there. So they make it tough, man. They did a great job. Shout out to them.
You asked me if I thought there was any way that the Timberwolves could get it to 6, as in send it back to Minnesota for 5 and put Dallas in position to try to avoid going back to Minnesota for 7. And you realize, I don't have a lot of things I can hang my hat on in my career, but one of them is I'm the '04 Red Sox guy. Don't forget that. I'm the '04 Red Sox guy.
Give him the numerology, real quick. Give him the numerology. Do that numerology thing, real quick. Give it to him.
I mean, it was me and Kevin Millar.
I'm saying, but like, give people the breakdown. I've heard you do this before. Like, okay, you win. Okay, you're down 3-0. You win a game. Now 3-1. Okay. And now, okay, let's say you win another game.
What it really comes down to, I don't remember exactly how I said it before, but what it really comes down to in all of these situations, which is why it's like, I know what the stats say, I know what history says about 3-0 or even 3-1 deficits, as it were. But it's like, sorry, last year, you referenced it. Celtics forced the game 7. Like, you don't have to come back from 3-0. You don't have to win 4. You got to win 3. Because once you win 3, we are all square. And it's obvious, but it's like, I think it's a pet peeve of mine. It's the same as like when they have draft pick trades. Like, oh, they gave up 3 first-round picks. No, they gave up 2. They got 1 back. So they gave up 2. Like, it's like, so like you only have to win 3. And in the case of the team with home court advantage, like the Timberwolves have, they just have to win the next one. And that's cliche, but it's true. They win the next one, and we're recording this at 11 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday morning. I don't know how many people will get a chance to see this or listen to this before this game is, tips off tonight, but for the record, if they were to win tonight, right, enough time to put it in a highlight reel or whatever. If they were to win tonight and get it to 5, okay, now you're asking the Mavericks to close out a really good Timberwolves team on its home court. I know Cat can't hit the broadside of a barn. I know he can't, hit the ocean with a rock right now, whatever the phrase is. I know he can't make anything from 3 right now, okay? We've talked about, I referenced it earlier, how much Rudy Gobert is struggling defensively and frankly not really being put in position to succeed either. Being asked to do things that he shouldn't be asked to do. But having said all that, Minnesota's still a good team. Dallas hasn't walked all over. They haven't dog-walked the Timberwolves. If Minnesota wins 5 and Dallas is not up to the task, if Minnesota wins 4 without Derek Lively, which is big.
That's a big one.
Really big.
Big loss.
And now you fast forward to 5. At home, crazy crowd. Dallas can't do what is very, very difficult, which is close out a team on its home floor. Now you get back to 6, shit. You get to 6, you got problems. Because you get to 6, that's essentially game 7. The pressure, I guarantee you, every single pundit discussing the series, will say in unison, without fail, that the pressure's on the Mavericks in Game 6. All the pressure's on Dallas in Game 6 is what they will say. Because you don't want to go back to Minnesota in a winner-take-all Game 7. Not that the home team can't lose Game 7. Because remember, we talked about it. You were supposed to be, like, Game 7 was supposed to be automatic. We've seen these playoffs. That don't mean shit. But, like, listen, if it's Game 7, then yeah, we talk, like Anthony Edwards already talked about, hey, let's make history. Nasty Nas is talking about, like, hey, ain't like they're so much better than us.
Well,
I hear all of that. And gotta say, I love that giddy optimism. I'm giving you how it could play out, Michael. I'm telling you how the Minnesota Timberwolves can make history. Having said all of that, I'm not gonna say get the broom out. As much like the other series, very entertaining sweep. This is more like crumbs on the counter, sweeping it with your hand into your other hand type sweeping. Using your hand. Or like using the back of a notepad as a dustpan sweeping. Yeah. Not even with a, you know what I mean? That type of sweeping. Like, you know, like a struggle sweep. This will be a struggle sweep for Dallas. They'll close it out because I think the urgency will be there from the opening tip for the Mavericks. Close out Kyrie, and the Dallas Mavericks will not let Minnesota be in position to get any kind of hope, any kind of confidence that they can start to take with them in order to extend this series and get it to a Game 7 in Minnesota. It'll be a sweep. An entertaining sweep, but a sweep.
Okay, all right. With all respect,
I know that was a lot there. That was a lot.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, with all respect to Nas, it's not like the Mavericks have put the Timberwolves in the ether. Okay, they haven't done that. However, there are a couple of things that they have not resolved here. Let's start with, you already mentioned Anthony, not Anthony Edwards. We're going to get to him in a second. You already mentioned Karl Anthony Towns. I think Cat says after Game 3, hey, I just got to laugh. I put up 1,500 shots. And, you know, I'm shooting well. I put the work in. I've been shooting well throughout the postseason, and now this happens. I don't even know what to say. So there's that. There's Anthony Edwards, who, you know, we may have crowned him. You want to talk about the job not being done? We've crowned him prematurely. No, there's a process and a protocol. Don't you follow the royals?
Wait,
you don't just get to the throne. You don't just get to the throne.
This is 2 shows in a row.
You don't get to the throne.
This is 2 shows in a row. Well, it feels like you kind of gone out of your way to knock him down a peg or two. Like,
yes.
Nobody crowned Anthony Edwards.
And I ain't hate. Yes, we did.
Wait, what do you mean by crowned? What do you mean by crowned?
I'm going to tell you about the crown.
What did we anoint him?
Let me tell you about the crown.
What did we crown him?
Let me tell you this. Last time we were all together, it was you, me, and a brother from down the hall, Vinny Goodwill.
Right.
I said,
our man from the 5th floor, yeah.
Yeah. I said, Vinny, this may be the only time in Kyrie Irving's career, this might be the last time, where he's a better player than Anthony Edwards. I don't know about that. Listen, damn it. Kyrie Irving is a better player right now than Anthony. That's what I mean by crowning. Nobody says he's the best player in the league, but we've elevated him to. He ain't ready. He ain't ready for that. He ain't on Kyrie's level yet.
Kyrie Irving has been the better player in this series, yes.
Because Kyrie's better right now is my point. He's better now at this stage of his career than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards' upside, yes, I'm taking, if we're talking about stocks, I'm putting all my stocks on, I'm investing in Anthony Edwards. 22 versus 30, 31, whatever Kyrie is, I lost track. He's ageless.
Sure. Right. All right. If you're building a team, you're building a dynasty team. All right, I got you.
That's right. If I can only have the next 3 years, if I got the next 5 years, next 7 years, the answer is Anthony Edwards over Kyrie. But right now, Kyrie Irving has the ability to draw on experience more. He has more in his bag. He's got a better perspective now on the game than Anthony Edwards. And so that's what I mean.
Right. Not in a vacuum. We're not in a vacuum.
because of the energy and dynamism of Anthony Edwards, we kind of probably skipped the stage for him. But here's beyond that. Let's say we didn't. Let's say we got the proper.
By the way, real quick, before let's stay on Anthony Edwards if you don't mind for a second. The dunk from Game 3. I remember I was sitting on the sofa next to my oldest daughter Savannah, and my younger daughter Maya, and they were both looking down at screens. I'm looking at the TV screen, and I remember when Ant took the first step. I said, when he took the first step, I said, "Oh Lord." Because I knew it was coming. As soon as I was like, oh Lord, this ain't gonna be good. And my God, I know everybody's talking about the Jordan comparisons. Again, hyperbole, settle down, relax, I'm with you. It's Dominique for me. It's Dominique.
Oh, neat.
With
the ferocity.
It's human highlight film.
The suddenness and the ferocity.
I see a lot of, I know the Jordan stems from the personality, the mannerisms, the movement, the ability to affect the game at both ends, all of that stuff. But like, I see so much human highlight film in him. I just wanted to get that take off real quick. I was like, he's Dominique. Probably more than he's Jordan, he's Dominique. But go ahead. So having said that for the series.
By the way, I just keep saying it until I can't say it anymore. Neek got robbed. That dunk contest at Chicago Stadium against Jordan, he should have won. Anyway.
Yeah.
You agree. I know you agree. Look it up on YouTube. Y'all will agree too. But here's a problem. The bigger problem for Minnesota is not perspective. It's just how are they going to deal with Luka and Kyrie? I just don't think this really well-principled, well-taught, well-schooled defensive team that they are, I just don't think they don't have answers. They don't have answers for Luka and Kyrie. That's the problem. This duo, it's not like, well, if Anthony Edwards is doing his job and he needs Cat to step up, okay, let's say Cat steps up. Let's say Anthony Edwards scores 35 and Cat scores 35 tonight. The problem is those dudes. Like, it's too much. They've got too much for Minnesota. And so I think Minnesota will win this game tonight. I think they'll win. I think they'll force a game 5. And I think that's where it ends. I think it's going to be Mavericks in 5. And I thought the Timberwolves would win this series. But I think it's going to be Mavericks in 5. But the reason they can't force a game 6 or a game 7 is because they just don't have, it's a personnel issue.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.